Heartbreak can feel like the end of the world. When someone you loved walks away, it's not just the loss that stings. It's the way they made you feel unworthy, small, and replaceable. Maybe you've spent nights crying, wondering why they left, or worse, begging them to stay. But what if I told you that their decision to abandon you could be the spark that ignites your greatest transformation? What if, instead of drowning in pain, you could rise so powerfully that they'd regret ever letting you go? Stay with me, because today we're diving into the psychology of Carl Jung to uncover a secret that will change how you see yourself and how they see you. Carl Jung, a genius of the human mind, believed we all have a shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves we're afraid to face. When someone breaks your heart, that shadow whispers lies. You're not enough. But Jung also taught us about individuation, the journey to become your true, unstoppable self. In the next 20 minutes, I'll show you how to face that shadow, reclaim your power, and live so boldly that the person who left you can't help but wonder, what have I done? Curious? Let's begin. And if this speaks to your heart, hit like and subscribe to join our journey of healing and empowerment. Let's be real. When someone you love walks out of your life, it doesn't just hurt, it shatters you. It's not just the absence of their presence, but the way their departure makes you question everything about yourself. Why weren't you enough? What did you do wrong? You might replay every conversation, every moment, searching for answers that never come. And the worst part? The person who left you doesn't seem to care. Your tears, your late-night texts, the way your heart aches when you hear their name, they mean nothing to them. In fact, they might even feel justified, smug even, because you're still holding on, still hurting. But here's where Carl Jung's psychology comes in to flip the script. Jung taught us about the shadow, the parts of ourselves we hide, the feelings we're ashamed of, like insecurity, anger, or desperation. When someone abandons you, your shadow takes center stage. It whispers that you're unlovable, that you'll never be whole without them. And the more you listen, the deeper you sink. Jung believed this pain isn't just emotional. It's a confrontation with your shadow, a part of you that's been ignored for too long. But here's the twist. That same shadow holds the key to your transformation. By facing it, you can turn your heartbreak into a catalyst for becoming stronger, wiser, and more authentic. Think about it. When you beg someone to stay, when you let your pain define you, you're giving them power. You're telling them they were right to leave. Jung would argue that this is your shadow at work, making you feel small. But what if you stopped chasing their validation? What if, instead of proving your worth to them, you proved it to yourself? The person who left you expects you to crumble, to stay weak, to confirm their decision. But when you start to face your shadow, when you acknowledge your pain without letting it control you, you take the first step toward something extraordinary, a life where their absence no longer defines you. Let me tell you about Lisa, a 48-year-old woman from London. When her partner of 20 years left her, she was crushed. She spent months blaming herself, thinking she was too old, too boring, too much. But then she stumbled across Jung's idea of the shadow and realized her pain wasn't just about her ex. It was about the parts of herself she'd never confronted, like her fear of being alone. Lisa decided to stop begging for his return and start exploring who she was without him. That choice changed everything. Curious about what happened next? Stick with me, because we're about to uncover how you can do the same. In our last moment, we left Lisa, a 48-year-old woman from London, at a turning point. She'd faced her shadow, the fear and self-doubt that consumed her after her partner left, and decided to stop chasing him. But what happens next? How do you go from heartbreak to making someone regret ever walking away? Carl Jung's psychology gives us the answer. It's not about being endlessly kind or proving your worth to them. It's about embracing your strength and becoming someone they can't ignore. Let's dive into why strength matters more than blind kindness and how you can start that journey today. Jung taught us about individuation, the process of becoming your true whole self by integrating your shadow and your strengths. When someone leaves you, your instinct might be to shower them with kindness, to show them how good you are, hoping they'll come back. But here's the harsh truth from the original story. Kindness alone doesn't make people value you. If you're too giving, too forgiving, without standing up for yourself, they might take you for granted, or worse, look down on you. Jung would say this happens because you're hiding your strength in your shadow, letting fear or people-pleasing take over. Think about human nature. People, whether men or women, respect those who respect themselves. When you cling to someone who's left, you're signaling weakness, confirming their choice to walk away. But when you stand tall, focus on your own growth, and radiate confidence, you shift the dynamic. They start to see you as powerful, someone they underestimated. This is where individuation comes in. It's about building a life so vibrant that their absence feels like their loss, not yours. Let's go back to Lisa. After facing her shadow, she stopped texting her ex and started investing in herself. She enrolled in an art class, reconnected with friends, and even took a leadership course at work. She wasn't trying to win him back. She was becoming the woman she'd always wanted to be. Months later, her ex noticed her posts on social media, saw her thriving, and reached out. But Lisa was already on a new path. Her strength spoke louder than any plea ever could. So how do you start? Begin small. Pick one thing you love, a hobby, a goal, a dream you've shelved, and pursue it. Jung believed that every step toward individuation makes you more authentic, more magnetic. Want to know the practical steps to make this happen? Stay with me, because next we're diving into exactly how to transform your life and make them regret letting you go. At the end of our last segment, we saw Lisa transform her heartbreak into strength, choosing herself over chasing her ex. She started painting, reconnecting with friends, and stepping into her power. But how do you make that happen for yourself? How do you go from feeling broken to living a life so radiant that the person who left you can't help but regret it? Carl Jung's concept of individuation, becoming your true whole self, holds the answer. It's not about revenge. It's about building a life so fulfilling that their absence feels like their mistake. Let's dive into 3 practical steps, inspired by Jung, to help you start today. Step 1. Reclaim your shadow. Jung believed your shadow holds not just your fears, but also your untapped strengths. Start by facing those painful feelings. Maybe it's the shame of being left or the fear you're not enough. Write them down in a journal without judgment. Ask, what is this pain teaching me about my strength? For Lisa, journaling helped her realize she'd always dimmed her creativity to please her ex. By embracing that part of her shadow, she rediscovered her love for painting, which lit up her life. Step 2. Invest in your passions. The original story reminds us, don't live for someone else. Live for you. Pick one thing that excites you, whether it's a hobby like gardening, a career goal, or even traveling solo. Take small, consistent steps. Lisa joined an art class not to impress anyone, but because it made her feel alive. Jung's individuation is about aligning with what makes you you. When you pursue what lights you up, you radiate an energy that's magnetic. Step 3. Show up boldly. Don't hide your growth. Share your journey, whether it's a new skill, a trip, or a moment of joy, on social media or with friends. You're not bragging. You're owning your story. Jung believed that living authentically transforms how others see you. When Lisa posted her paintings online, her ex saw them and reached out, but she was already too busy thriving to care. your bold, vibrant life will speak louder than any words. These steps aren't just about making someone regret leaving you, they're about becoming the woman you were always meant to be. Jung's individuation is a lifelong journey, but every step forward makes you stronger. Want to know why this works so powerfully? Stick with me, because next we'll uncover the psychology behind why your transformation leaves them questioning everything. In our last segment, we followed Lisa as she embraced her shadow, pursued her passions, and lived boldly, making her ex notice her transformation. But why does this work so powerfully? Why does your vibrant, authentic life make the person who left you question their decision? Carl Jung's psychology, particularly his concept of the collective unconscious, holds the key. It's not just about you changing. It's about how your transformation taps into deep, universal truths that shift how others see you. Let's explore why your new life triggers their regret and how Jung's wisdom makes it happen. The collective unconscious, as Jung described, is a shared reservoir of human instincts and archetypes that influences how we perceive strength, authenticity, and value. When you were heartbroken, chasing your ex, you might have seemed weak in their eyes, reinforcing their choice to leave. But when you follow the steps we discussed, facing your shadow, pursuing your passions, and shining boldly, you align with archetypes of resilience and power that resonate universally. People, including your ex, are wired to admire those who embody these qualities. Your transformation doesn't just change you, it challenges their assumptions, making them see you as someone they underestimated. Remember the original story? It said that living well makes others compare and regret. Jung would agree. When you thrive, you become a mirror reflecting what they've lost. They might have thought they'd find happiness elsewhere, but human nature is stubborn. They'll always wonder, what if? For Lisa, her ex saw her paintings online and realized she was no longer the woman he left behind. He started comparing his new life to hers and felt the sting of regret. Why? Because her vibrant energy, rooted in individuation, spoke to something deep in the collective unconscious, a longing for authenticity and strength. This isn't about gloating or revenge. It's about understanding that your growth has a ripple effect. When you live authentically, you don't just heal yourself, you inspire others and shift their perspective. Jung believed that every challenge, like heartbreak, is a call to grow. By answering that call, you become a force of nature, someone whose light is impossible to ignore. Lisa's story shows us that regret comes not from what you say, but from who you become. So, what's the final piece of this puzzle? How do you seal this transformation and live a life that's truly yours? Stay with me, because next we'll wrap up with a powerful message to carry you forward and ensure they never forget the incredible woman you are. We've just explored why your transformation triggers regret, tapping into Carl Jung's collective unconscious to understand how your vibrant life shifts others' perceptions. But how do you seal this transformation and live a life that's truly yours? The answer lies in one powerful choice: choosing yourself. Jung's journey of individuation, becoming your whole, authentic self, isn't just about healing from heartbreak. It's about building a life so radiant that the person who left you can't help but see their mistake. Let's wrap up with a final message to carry you forward and ensure they never forget the incredible woman you've become. Think back to Lisa, our 48-year-old artist from London. After her ex left, she faced her shadow, embraced her passions, and lived boldly. By aligning with her true self, she didn't just make her ex regret his choice, she inspired everyone around her. The original story taught us that living well isn't about revenge, it's about radiating a state of being that draws others in. Jung's collective unconscious explains why. Your authentic energy resonates with a universal longing for strength and purpose. When you choose to shine, you become a beacon, not just for yourself, but for others who see what they've lost. This journey isn't easy. Heartbreak leaves scars, and facing your shadow takes courage. But every step you take, whether it's journaling your fears, pursuing a dream, or sharing your light, brings you closer to the woman you were meant to be. The person who left you might have thought you'd fade, but you're proving them wrong. Their regret isn't your goal. It's a byproduct of your growth. As Jung said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. So choose to be bold, vibrant, and unapologetically you. Here's your challenge. Today, take one small step toward your transformation. Maybe it's signing up for a class, writing down a dream, or simply saying, I am enough. Share that step in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If this video touched your heart, hit like, share, and subscribe to keep exploring psychology and empowerment with us. Don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss a video. Next week, we'll dive into Jung's anima, the feminine energy that makes you uniquely powerful. It's going to be transformative, so stay tuned. Thank you for being here. And remember, you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become.